Here's the beat session. I'll just play back. Simple setup. It's a kick and hats. There's snare. There's a drum loop that comes in sometimes. And there's a bass. There's something called a main loop. This one. And then there's 2 side loops, sort of, which gives some pleasure. And we have these 2 sounds right here. And we have something called side 2 again. I'll call this one just hit, because it's something that hits. And then we have a vocal chop. I'll call that vox chop, like that. Like that. Okay, so that's the whole thing. The marker for the chorus is this side 2 right here. Side 2, I'll call it chorus. Like that. This will only come in the choruses, and you see that I've structured the beat with short verses and 8-bar hooks, sort of like a hook driven beat, but the rapper can choose and arrange as pleases. But that's just how I arranged it as I felt. The thing that I hear now is that I need some overall treatment, because this sounds pretty good just from me having done some initial balances. I've adjusted the faders, and I've used the clip gain to adjust so that I can have the faders at unity gain. You can see the drums. I haven't done anything with that. I've boosted a bit the drum loop that comes in every other and once in a while. I've reduced the bass by plenty, by 7. So the faders would have been all over the place if I hadn't done this gain staging trick right here. Let's see, the main loop has -1.7. I'll just go here, drag down -1.7, and then I'll just hold down Alt and I click the fader and it pops into place. So now all the faders are where I want them to be. Awesome. Now it's time to start treating, and I think I'll start with the mix bus, and I'll start by just experimenting a bit with the EQ. So I'll go to the Kilohearts bundle, and I'll apply a 3-band EQ like that. Look how simple and plain this EQ is. I like a good snare, but this snare was too loud, so I'll turn it down by, let's see, 3. I'll turn it down here, 3, and pop goes the fader. So back to the EQ. Let's see. I've just boosted a bit in the high ends. I figured the low end was quite nice. I'm just cheating a bit here. I got the tonal balance control from Isotope. I like to have that on the bus, on the output, just to get some hints of where I'm at. Some compression would be needed. I'll go to the Kilohearts compressor. Let's just do some basic mix bus compression. Really careful ratio, attack at 30 milliseconds and a fast-ish release. Go with RMS on the metering. Let's go. Some gentle shaving right there. And now let's listen back. I think the drums might be a bit too dynamic. I'll go to the drum bus. And I think the kick needs some more oomph. Let's see, I'll go with dynamics this time. I'm really careful with compressing drums in hip hop. Yeah, we got some presets on this thing. It's easy to get snowblind when tweaking like that. It sounds so weird when you turn the mix down to 0 again and hear the original signal like this. When you had this. Yeah, so I'll go careful. I'll go 20%, I think. Let's see how this sounds. 10 went a long way with that one. And now I'm going to use some sort of clipping or distortion, or let's see what we have. We have some bit crusher. Let's try that. This is like the SP1200 with the 12-bit sampler. It's sort of like an emulation of that, I guess. I could make it even more subtle by turning up the bits up to 16. Let's listen to it in solo. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much. I think I'll leave it with that. And then I want some more distortion on the drums. Not to distort them, but to clip them a bit. We have so many tools. There are 32 plugins in this bundle. Let's see if we have some presets. Okay, let's see thus far what I've done to the drums. Let's see. And the gain staging is all over the place because there's not an output knob on all those plugins. Let's try with and without. Now let's listen in the context of the mix. With and without. Without first. Now this is not a fair comparison because we need to use a plugin to lower the volume because the initial volume was too loud. Let's see, and let's get a gain plugin. We all have that as well. So let's lower it by 2, I think, more or less 2 decibels. I think I want more oomph to the kick. Let's find the kick. I'll put on an EQ. Just give him some low end weight. Like. I'll put on a filter as well, just to compensate for whatever was happening down in the very lows. Let's see, like that, and let's go with a really conservative Q. Let's see. Let's listen with and without. Let's just listen. Let's see how far we've come. I like the bass. I don't want to do anything with it, but let's look at the kick bass relationship for just a moment. I think the kick could punch through the bass a bit more. So I'll go to the bass and I'll pull up a compressor and I'll do a audio with let's say kick hat. Let's see if we can find it. Kick hat. Here we go. And I'll do the side chain. I don't know why it's input 3 and 4, but that's the way the side chain works on this compressor. Let's just solo these two kick hats and the bass, and let's see. And what I could do here is actually duplicate the bass and copy it down right here. And here's the bass that I have that I'm sidechaining. I will call this bass sub, and the other one I can call bass texture. And here I will apply an EQ. I will take away this compressor. And I'll have a filter, and I'll have a high pass filter starting at pretty much 200 hertz, 118, about like that, with a Q that is really non-invasive, like that. And for this other bass, I will do the opposite. As the first plugin in the chain, I will have a filter. This time a low pass filter. So I'll do the cutoff at about 100 or so, 130. About where the other was cut off at the opposite side of the spectrum. Okay, so now I have a sub frequencies and a bass texture. Let's listen just to the bass texture. And then we have with the sub, and with the just the sub. Okay, so we're just treating the sub, and let's look at this with the kick hats. And now the texture is unaffected. Okay, we're not going that extreme. We're doing nothing. I think the kick punches a bit more through with the sidechain filter without it sounding ducked. Okay. Next thing I want to address is something that I call side to hit, and here I want some delay because this is sort of like an effect because this is the sound that I want in the chorus, right? It's this sound right here. This sound right here, but I want this also to be present in the verse without taking too much space and room. So I will insert directly to the, as an insert effect, a delay. That's the way to go. It's a send effect on the insert, but I'll do it anyways. Let's see. I want it to be synced, and I want it to be, let's see, 1/4. Let's see. I want it to be have a brighter tone. Pan it a bit. Mix it a bit more in. Yeah, now we're coming. Let's look at it in the context of the mix and then tweak if we have to. Let's just loop it. Yeah, I like it. We'll keep it. Okay. Next up is the main loop. Let's see. This one. Now in hip hop, of course, the kick is in the dead center, the bass is in the dead center, the snare is in the dead center, the vocals is in the dead center. So what remains to have some width is often the hi-hats and the main loop and all the loops and all the instruments. But we don't have because these are samples, so we don't have we don't have guitars, for example, that are hard panned right and left, and this is not rock and roll. So even though we want it to rock, it can't roll. If you want roll with me, okay. So we'll try some stereo effects on this one right here. I can live with that. Not ultra wide, but not too narrow as well. I can take away the mids. And we can listen to how it sounds in mono. I'll do this. Want to sacrifice too much of the sound. I really want mono compatibility as well. We can also do some send effects. So I have this bus right here which goes into the instrument verb, and I'll open a reverb right here. Okay. I'll trust Kilohearts with bigger. Let's see what bigger means. I want it wider, of course. This is the pre-delay, the early. Yeah. Okay, now let's listen with and without. Pay attention to the main loop, this sound right here. Okay. There's no reverb on the left side, but only on the right side, and I'll try to balance it out a bit, and this gives some really good width without sacrificing the mono compatibility that much, at least, and or the artifacts of stereo imagers. Let's see. And then I'll do the same thing on this other track right here. But this will just be the opposite. And to get even more stereo feel, I will go for another reverb type. Always have mix on 100% when doing mixes with sends, like this. Then you can adjust the mix right here. Much more flexible. Control click, stereo pan, all the way to the left side. Now together. Now I'll go to the mix bus again. I'll insert a limiter. I'm going to see if this takes me where I want to go, or if I need some clipping to get into industry levels. Having the output gain go to -1. That's my go-to. Now I can play with the input gain and release. What I'm after now is where does it distort, and then I will back off. No, I'm using the isotope insight. It's cheating, I know. I can, of course, insert a clipper before the limiter. Let's do that. Clip, clip, clip. There are some cool effects as well. I'll just want to show you. So I could take this hit right here, duplicate it. I'll drag it right here. And then I'll insert, instead of the delay, I will insert the reverser. Take this one. And duplicate that over there. And I mean like that. Just solo this one. Perfectly synced with the beats, and you can also do milliseconds. So time and time again, I could alternate between those two variants right there. Now for this one, let's try the tape stop effect. So we'll go to the automation lane, hit touch, and then we'll copy that one over to the main loop, and we'll do the same thing here. You know, when you start compressing the drums, for example, there's another really neat, it's called transient shaper, and you can really make the drums hit harder after compressing it a lot. Let's see. What I need now is the voice tag, and it's ready to publish.